Since I'm going to talk about this one, and the review for Mickey 17 is going to drop very soon, I might as well talk about The Monkey. I really enjoyed that movie far more than I expected. And let's Kukuma analyze all of them that are forming dual roles this year. No, not you. Welcome to my channel. My name is Joseph and I'm a film fanatic. I'm ashamed to admit it took me too long to see this movie, considering that it was one of my most anticipated movies of the year for many reasons. So, without further ado, Sinners. There will be spoilers, but I'll try my best to keep it minimal. Sinners is a 2025 horror movie that follows two brothers, Player 1 and Player 2, as they try to set up a small business in their hometown. But being as they are black, white people will always be in their business. Unfortunately, this one was a vampire. I'm going to start off on a bad note and say I do not know why they felt they needed to start the way they did. It honestly made the approach to the climax so much more underwhelming. Less than halfway into the movie, any serious film fanatic would have reasoned who is going to die and who is going to survive. Regardless, it doesn't take away from the intelligence of the story. The premise is engaging, the setting is immersive, the characters are likable and actually very reasonable. There are no stupid characters amongst the main cast, and that's saying a lot because horror as a genre feeds off human stupidity. All of them acted reasonably with what they knew and how they read the situation. Yes, including her, and that is one table I would die on. If anybody acted recklessly, it's actually this guy. How irresponsible is it to turn every single person you come across into a vampire? Thank God you didn't have to train them because apparently you have a hive mind. But you know you are the weak link even though you are the strongest and you kept on putting yourself front and center. Waste of vampirism. I also need to point out how I feel this movie cheated us of a lot of scares. I genuinely felt it could have been scarier, but a lot of the scares were being cut off to build suspense that it wasn't even given. Because of all the trailers and marketing, I knew what was going to happen once she stepped out. I also find it very interesting that she was essentially the one that brought about their destruction. Her intentions were obviously pure and she clearly liked the guy, but it was just how oblivious she was that did her in. Michael B. Jordan obviously delivered, but I am very partial to Wunmi and Miles. This guy's voice is something else. When he started singing, I felt it in my ribcage. Somebody take me. We need to give good baritone singers more accolades because honestly they are rare gems. I love The Weeknd, I love Michael Jackson, but you need that Ozier, Frank Ocean type voice once in a while for your soul's well-being. The entire movie was a musical vibe and that magical dance sequence. The whole combination of blues, jazz, soul and even bluegrass. When I pick poor Robin clean. The soundtrack album for this film is gold, but I didn't expect anything less with Ludwig on the beat. Please, I am begging the MCU, if you are looking for a storm, consider this girl. Do not allow Cynthia Erivo to carry this thing. I don't care, let her play 11 characters in one film. She might meet some of the criteria, but she is not a good fit, and I talk about this in my X-Men fancast. I also need to praise the production design because this film was very authentic. The costumes were also geniusly particular to the characters in a way that helped emphasize their personalities and agencies. From white, posh and privileged to humble, rustic preacher boy. Let's be honest with ourselves, the major difference between the twins was their love interest. I also really liked how this movie addressed racism. Thankfully, they didn't shove it down our faces. But they acknowledged racial violence and the dangers of ignorance in allyship. Intelligent writing. However, the thing that stuck with me more is how religion has been used as a tool to dominate and manipulate, especially marginalized group of people, over the course of history. This is something we see in Sammy's story, especially as Omo pastor with a talent. Anything other than what the church approves is going to be labeled as evil, and the church would rather label individuality, expression and personal liberty as evil when there's actual evil out there. And I'm not even talking about vampires. As a fellow dreamer, I understood his decision in the end and I support him. Last, in that community, I am very certain that people who don't know the truth will say people that went for that party deserved what they got. I cannot prove this, but I am not going to succumb to this gaslighting. Jonathan Majors was supposed to be in this film. I can't remember where I saw it, probably on Instagram, but there was a post about how Coogler, Jordan and Majors wanted to form like a new filmmaking trio similar to Scorsese, De Niro and Pacino. And I was all for it and excited until the messed up lawsuits that damaged Major's career. You people don't want to know how that thing affected me. But please tell me what you think. Do you think the movie would have been better if Jonathan Majors was inside and he played one of the brothers, preferably the one that got turned into a vampire? In conclusion, this movie is a decent 7.5. An amazing soundtrack, beautiful production design, and an intelligent and thoughtful story made for a good viewing experience. I'm going to be dropping a few more reviews, but I would also like to announce that I'm beginning to work on my first short film. It's a unique script that I've been tinkering with, and I hope to bring it to life well. So if you're looking forward to it as much as I am, comment and anticipate so that I can gauge the hype. Feel free to comment what your favorite part of Sinners was and what you would like me to talk about. Subscribe if this is your first time because I talk about everything story related. Like this video or you'll see me outside your window like this. You will definitely see me soon, one way or another.